Here I am, the ugly video game nerd, here with a little special game I picked up at GameStop. I apologize if you suck with these pre-owned cases. Guys, try to get the original cases when you sell your pre-owned games, because collectors like me, we don't want to see this. We enjoy this, but we don't want to see that. So, anyways, yes, we're going to introduce you to Kirby's 20th anniversary for the Wii. A collection that I was greatly happy to have now, and for a reasonable price too. I lucky enough to get the special edition. Very nice added touch to it. Thank you guys over at GameStop in Findlay Village Mall. Picked up there for about 23 bucks. Not a bad deal for a great game. And with so many games within it, having Kirby's Dreamland 1, 2, and 3, Crystal Shards for Nintendo 64, and a couple others that were little knockoff games that were fun to play. Today I decided to do a speed run through the first one for the Game Boy, Game Boy Gray, Kirby's Dreamland. Yes, a classic game that I remember fondly as a kid. I have a lot of great memories with that. I will speak of them throughout the video. And it's just something fun to pick up, something to play, say, hey, you know, how fast can I do this? Well, you can finally see how fast I can do it within its limitations. There was some limitations. The running wasn't available back then on this game, and of course the copy ability wasn't available, and a few other little nitpicks that were in the game. But overall, it's a pretty easy game to play and very easy to beat. If you've never played it before, definitely go pick it up. You're missing a lot. It was great for the platforming series back in the early 90s of what it was coming out to be, with the emergence of the Super Nintendo. And, you know, the Game Boy Gray offered a little limited, you know, color palette, hence why I'm doing in mono this time, shooting the video in mono, and just certain graphical limitations, of course, certain limitations with character movement as well. But this was by far something I would put way before any Android game out at the current moment, any of the platforming games, you know, that many of you kids probably play on your Android phones. One like I've been playing is Final Fight. Great game. Another good one for your nostalgia fans. Pick up on the Android market. It's Final Fight. But let's get back to Kirby, and let's get started with today's session of Kirby's Dreamland. Yes, we're going to play the whole game throughout and see what happens. Enjoy. Alright, here we are with Kirby's Dreamland. A classic game. I decided to do this in mono, just to get the classic feel. My screen is now showing pink with the black and white coloring. Controls here, alright. A little bit sticky, a little bit touchy. I'm using a GameStop brand GameCube controller. It's nothing I would jump out and buy. Honestly, if you're really gonna stick to it, buy a GameCube, you know, Nintendo GameCube controller. I just don't have mine on hand at the moment. He doesn't have the run ability back then. Anyways, yeah, definitely use a GameCube controller, because Kirby's 20th, you can use a classic controller with it. You don't have to use a Wiimote, which is nice, and definitely a plus for a person like me who's, I don't really fashion the Wiimote. I mean, I could see it being a classic NES controller, but in its way, but it just doesn't feel right. I need more. And as the days went on, I've gotten the grasp of the DualShock controller, what we know as today. What everybody's common to, of course, with controllers, the way the style is. You know, Sony was the innovator of that. Of course, Nintendo likes to stick and with being who they are. So they're gonna try to bring that classic feel back, but you know what? Sometimes you just can't say. You gotta go with the times. There's a secret here. No. Random points. Yeah, this game didn't have as many secrets as the others did, but you know, there's a few that can be found. Whoa. I hate this Waddle Dee here. He's a persistent son of a... Oh, here, nothing. But I wish he had the run ability. I swear there was an apple down there. Sometimes these places look so much the same that you just end up forgetting, you know, thinking, oh, it was here, but lo and behold, it's a totally different spot. So, just how the game works, how the game handles, you know. And back then I could remember it more closely, but now, with knowing so many different shortcuts and such, memorizing them all, you get a little mixed up. Because they are kind of the same throughout the Kirby games. They didn't really do much in the change of the secrets, how they are placed, but the locations is really the factor of it. Oh, I was supposed to spit that out. I'm not playing with Kirby. These guys are son of a guns. Store. Watch out for the ghosts. Sometimes these Kirby games will do that to you, where there's a little secret door there that leads you to something that you never thought of doing. And here's Lolo and Lala. Their comeback. They had a big debut in the late 80s on the NES. They had a couple games, but as of 2014, this is April 2014, nothing. I mean, we've seen little reincarnations of that boss stage, but nothing to, hey, you know, it would be cool, let's bring something back. No. Just, what you just saw there. Just different, you know, color graphics and such. Different setup. They had one where, I'll show you here in a minute, that's became popular for a lot of the Kirby games. See, sometimes they'll trick you. You'll think, oh, there's a secret door. No. I forgot. You can kill that face, which is a good thing because, you know, it reminds me of the face in Mario 2. You know, you get the key and here we go. You get the key and then you have that face that chases you. Yeah, that's the thing about this level. You gotta be quick, get behind him, and just grab that, and spit him. It's a challenge. Like so. But it's a fun challenge. This is Lolo and Lala. Right here. This is their boss level. I don't know what they don't have much in the Kirby games. Just bosses, you know. Not saying much. They haven't really done too much with these guys. I wish they'd bring them back in a new game. create a whole new idea. You know, because it's been well over 30 years since I've seen a Lolo game, or Lolo game, excuse me. But it's been a long time. Let's see something, Nintendo. Come on, you can do it. I believe it was Tecmo that really came out with the game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but look it up on YouTube. They're out there, you know. I'm sure you can find something. Oops. You know, in the other Kirby games, like doing this would get you a power-up, but not in this Kirby game. No. They didn't start that until number 2. Or no, it was Kirby's Adventure, excuse me, that you were first able to have power-ups. And it was pretty cool. It was a very staple in my memory. There's the mic. I was playing it earlier. I've gotten about halfway through it already. Very quick game, but it's a very fun game. Challenging. More challenging than this. Ooh, see? That's the one thing about the Kirby games that will get you. They'll cheat you. And enemies do come back all the time. See, there's obvious secrets like this in the game. But then they have these little hidden secrets that you never know. But lo and behold, this one, you gotta be pretty fast. Nope, I'm thinking of another one, excuse me. Nice one up there. If you go back there's nothing. That's what I did like about the swallow ability. It lasted longer in this game, and it really, you know, for not having powers and such, you gotta have a little strength for Kirby here in this game, because all I can do is spit out enemies and suck them. Yeah, you think it's a door now, but hey. You get little power-ups more often. Oh shit, I forgot you're not invincible in this one. This one you're only... And once you hit the water, you're done. But anyway, so yeah, that nice little power-up, it gives you a fireball there, you know, you'll see in later games. This is more simple, redefined, just quick. Get to bosses, we have little cutscenes here, where, you know, Kirby falls onto an island. Yeah, it's Lazy Sunday today, so guys, why not? I'm just gonna kick back, smoke a cigarette, be myself, and have a little fun with this game, and show you guys what this is about. See, you get a little power-up, saving, go against this Zeppelin here with a cannon. Pretty easy bosses. I mean, once you've gone through them once, they're not that hard. You just gotta hit the edges with this guy. Pretty much just float, float, float.
Honey, got it.
And a little cutscene here. We'll go to Bubbly Cloud, Stage 4. Yeah, it would be nice to have that power up, but guess what? Not in Kirby's land. No, sir. Yeah, these guys, you know, an easy tactic when you got nothing. Just throw a puffball at him, but be careful. That lash will hurt you. This guy, pretty easy. You get the parasol ability, but in this one, that damn parasol doesn't follow you, which is good. That is annoying. You gotta always be on your toes. Here's the introduction of the cutter. See, he's virtually the same, they haven't changed much over the years. I haven't played Return to Dreamland for the Wii, but I'm assuming that game, there's probably some dual power-up or something maybe new with them that I haven't seen yet, but before that, yeah, nothing done too much with the cutter. The same with the beam, that's never changed. Maybe graphical differences, but that's as far as you're going. We're gonna pause here for a second. Alright, here we are back again. It was a fun little level, you know. At the time, you know, for graphical limitations, I mean, I was sitting in Teddy's. I have this memory I'll never forget. I was sitting in Teddy's. It was a restaurant in Rome, New York. Great place to eat. Right away. Yeah, this is a tough little bit here. Gotta watch yourself. But there's that secret that I was talking about. And of course, you get some health, which saves you. You gotta be careful, these enemies will come at you. Space Invader style. And there sits the one up. Whoa, lost my ability. Sometimes we'll even throw in doubles too. But this is not as such. So here we go with one of the baddest and hardest bosses in this game. The Kraken. And you gotta beat him, without abilities. He is easy here, but he gets to be a beast when he turns into a cloud. You just gotta watch his little dance there. This was pretty easy, generally speaking, back in its day, but it had its challenge because you didn't expect to know what this enemy was and what he had and how his powers are. Of course, what I'm doing is not jumping. There he goes. That's that first half. Mid-bosses back in the day around Kirby's time were popular as well. You would always find, you know, halfway you'd see this one guy. You'd be, you know, just chilling and you have to shoot him up a little bit. Nothing too bad, nothing too dangerous. But then you get to the end of the level and lo and behold, you know, he's got a tank on him and such. That's how it was. I mean, I'm not... Yeah, those were the days because, you know, you get that anticipation for, hey, what's next? You know, I'm going to keep on going because there's something around the corner. Yeah, in the sense that, you know, gamers are today with how a lot of games are built and developed. You get that, but then again, it's just not simple like this. I mean, it's fun. You gotta always be on your toes with this game, by the way. Nope, there's nothing there. And, like I said before, they come back. We're gonna pause for a moment. Alright, we're back again. Here we go. Yeah, but games back then just didn't have that fun and flavor of a quick little run through, you know. What we considered portable back then was this, you know. We wanted that game that we could sit there. It would take maybe an hour and a half to beat, but it was fun. It was enjoyable. It was not that 10-minute rush of where I gotta check my farm, and I mean, they're more highly developed nowadays, yes, than that. You know, you gotta go into your little arena, check your battle stats and such. There's a secret. Oh, whoa! No, yeah, that's what the game will do to you. You're SOL. Yep, I'm SOL now. There's Kraken, his full form. He likes to have fun. Yeah, he's quick. He will hurt you like no tomorrow. I'm gonna get a butt whooping now. You gotta be quick with him. It's all about timing your jumps, really, with this boss. See, and the sneaky controller, I wish, guys, you put the directional pad up here. Just make a controller just so, because it's so much easier. Of course, you don't get the run ability. Little romp, you know, waste. He's not too hard, but he can be a pain in your ass if you don't do it right. Which is the good thing with this boss, stay on the other side. It is one of my best strategies been over the years, because he will not do his little, you know, go down and float to the other side. Instead, he'll just slowly float to you. So you can easily attack him, grab the Wild D, bada bing, bada boom, he's done. Now we're off to Mount DD, the last level, level 5. Where we face off DD. An iconic character in this game's history. Another thing that this game did bring out was the bosses. But you didn't go and defeat the boss directly. Instead, you had a new level to explore. It offered more of a challenge in your gameplay abilities. Say, hey, look right there, but you gotta touch the Kirby, then you face the boss. And of course, you know, never jump, always bow down to him. Oof. He's a pretty simple boss, nothing too hard. He gets much more challenging in later games. I forgot which one it was, but the one with, that he had, excuse me, he has the dual forms. That was a challenging boss stage right there. You know, you got two wispy woods facing at you, and a lot of shit's going on. Ooh, careful. Floating in this area. Of course, I don't know how far I can last, how long I can last, but we'll see. This guy was pretty easy, as we've seen before. Just aim low, hit sides. It's really simple boss. You may do that. You may get a point lost, or that happens, yeah. There's those little cheap shots you don't think it's the end, but they're there. Oh yeah, they're there. Now, this game was fun. A lot of play factor, you know, like I said before, or a lot of replay factor in this game. I played this 100 times. Yeah, I do remember back being in the Teddy store, yes, back it was around 92, 93, playing this game, and just noting the graphical differences, like the little shaded lines that I've never seen before in the Game Boy game. I mean, this is before the Virtual Boy, you know, before the Game Boy Color even existed. Yeah, he's just gotta watch him. It was all about timing, really, you know, but this one, if you've done it for so long as I have, you could go through this pretty quickly. He's nothing. He may get you a couple times, but you know what? You got worse. Like Lola and Lala. These guys are a bitch, because here we go. Same strategy as before. I mean, it's just really the same bosses. I mean, I've noticed maybe a slight change in their direction, where they go. Maybe their speed a little bit, but not too much to a degree that it's gonna be super noticeable. You know, they go in different areas and such, as you can see. They're not up and down, set pattern. They can go after you more. AI's a little picked up, but nothing really too noticeable for these guys. And, don't look at stuff. Well, Lala is much slower. She's much easier to hit. She's usually the first one I kill off. I usually like to send a little note to Lolo, because, you know, that's who you gotta face next. So, he's a little bit faster. Sometimes, if you just press down, you can get him. He's just pretty much grab, go. Just attack him. And here with the Kraken. No secret area in here, guys, sorry. The moon's just whatever. Oh, forgot that glass can hurt you. Of course, you don't get any health, which really sucks, because they cheat you a little bit in certain areas of this level. And here he is with his full form, a little bit faster. You could still use the same strategy as I said before. Let him pop out his Waldy, get on the other side, spit, hit. See? Simple. But he will trick you on that. Waldy is a pain, I'll admit, to really face. Usually floating is your best option in this area. You want to get a couple points, go after the bad guys, if that's all you. I just like my corners with him, just in case he likes to pull a fast one too, because you can dodge it easier. Pretty much the same patterns, but he'll come down at you as before. See? I almost tried to fasten, but I got stuck in his beam. That kind of sucked. Alright, now he's going to pop out some Wild V's. And, ooh, he pulls a fast one on you. You gotta be quick with this guy. He doesn't play games. That's why I say corners are best. type of guy. You can always wait, the Bottle will come right to you. But he may want to pull a fast one on you. Or he can pull a fast one on him. And here we go for the main event. King Dedede loves his wrestling. And of course he is the first one to introduce the special star, or the dual star, whatever you want to call it nowadays. I call it the special star. He's a pretty fairly easy character to face against. You just gotta watch out for him. Kind of watch his moves, watch his placements. I like to get him right when he jumps, because it's easier to see where he's going to land and where I can get those stars. And he shows that he has a suck ability too. You gotta watch out, because he will suck you up and leave you dry. Oh. He basically sucks you up and spits you out. Gets you a couple points off. It's not fun. Of course, you can always only grab one star in this game. You couldn't grab two. He takes a little bit of time here. So, ooh, almost. Come on, buddy. Ooh. There we go. Ooh, I got a couple points knocked off. Yeah, he's a tough boss. I mean, I've knocked him down quite a few times in the past. Just gotta watch how he moves. He's not a fair boss. Whoa. So, basically, with him, you just gotta keep an eye on him. Floatability is necessary in this one. And, oh. See, it's Kirby. Sometimes there's accidents do happen. I mean, it could be the controller, it could be just how the general movement is placed. I mean, I got one life left, but maybe I can rocket socket to him if I just watch. It's simple. You just gotta watch and have everything time-based. When you're going for the hammer moves, especially when he's down, he comes a lot closer to you. And it's just a recognizable, hey, he went here, so I'm going to go here to do it. Simple game mechanic. But still, I wouldn't chase after it because he comes back fast. See, I'm sticking right to my... Ooh, he's quick. You gotta be fast with him. But you can get him. Just remember, float, jump, float, jump. Here I am doing it with one arc to go. See, he recognized me. Well, the way over there. That's where my last placement is. So, of course, he's going to jump over there. But, of course, he jumped right there. And he's done. And this has been Kirby's Dream Land for the Game Boy. The original Game Boy Gray. Classic game. I have my collection. I'd rather show on the big screen to show you guys what it's really about. And here we go with the ending. And of course Kirby got all the stolen food back from King Dedede and saved the day. And here we go with the credits. Sakurai did a lot of game development with the Kirby series. He provided the abilities in Kirby and gave him certain powers that, you know, made him very different from a lot of the games that we played as kids, you know, mainly like Super Mario Brothers and such. That's what we really knew at that time was general platforming, and this brought something totally different, you know, to our eyes. And the music, I must add, to our ears was very, very well done for a Game Boy, you know, Game Boy game, and it's been a classic soundtrack that's, you know, held for many years, 20 years going. So I don't know of any upcoming Kirby games being released, but I'm sure there's one coming around the corner. Guys, just be on the lookout for it. But as for today, this has been Kirby's Dreamland, and we say bye-bye. Hope you enjoyed this session of the Ugly Video Game Nerd and Kirby's Dreamland. And of course, with a lot of the games, you got the extra game mode, which provided a much harder run through, and I don't feel like going through it today, but it provided more difficulty and harder AI. This is a little animation for King Dedede being pouty. Of course, you know, like I said in the Toy Commander game, sometimes just let the system sit and see what happens. You'll get different animations and such that pop across the screen. It's pretty good, and there we go. It is leaving me at that. I'm going to press home, and this is how you do it with the Kirby's Dreamland games. To basically save your game to where you want to go, you just hit reset. Alright, we're going to reset the software. And say, hey, I want to make sure of something, you know. I always hated this about Kirby's series. I just want to show the introduction here, animation. This is kind of cool. Show off here. Of course, they become what they are today. That was them back then. Fun little Waddle Dees running with the blocks. And there we go. Well, waving to you, you know, say, hey, claim our game. Now, like I said before, you just hit 2, going back into classic titles. We're going to go to Kirby's Dreamland and say, wait, wasn't I somewhere before? Well, watch this. You have to hit reset to basically get back to where you are. And there you go. Essentially, in this type of deal, I have to basically end the game. I'm not going to do that right now, but I want to remember that later so I can go back in the extra mode. I forgot the little. You do have to beat the game for that to work, which essentially led to fun because, you know, cheating, because say somebody just wanted to go in a hard mode and have a round through, you couldn't. You had to beat the first game, or beat the game first and then enjoy the extra game mode. But that was a little classic ode to it, and I'm going to show you guys some history here of the game. Kirby's Dreamland, yes, was brought up in '92 for the Game Boy. It was a great game. We'll go into it. Show you guys a little, you know, back in the day when you saw commercials on TV, this was kind of what you saw, or when you walk into KB Toys You saw that station, that demo station. Oh yeah, they had that Game Boy. You couldn't play it, but guess what? You saw this. This was essentially an old demo video that was held. I remember seeing this video back in KB Toys around 91, 92, early 92. And this is what Kirby was. It was a fun game that, you know, we didn't have a chance to play yet. Of course, Lala were introduced. Because they had a cult following, a small cult following back in the day. For a lot of people, you guys would consider your Wii or Wii U for, you know, or your Android, or your 360, or your PS3 for this Call of Duty, or you rock out to Farm Adventure, or you play Flappy Bird. Well, you know, back then, our puzzle games were Lolo. And you would hear people talking about, hey, I picked up an NES and I'm playing this Lolo game. Well, you know, it's pretty cool. And there was a small call following for that game. So they knew, you know, there's going to be players who play Kirby and recognize these characters. Let's bring them back. You know, again, Nintendo, bring them back into a new game. Throw in Smash Brothers, you know, as the last edition. I don't know, do something with them. Because it's been too long. Way too long. Of course, I'll show you into the case here. This is the original Game Boy case back then when you were in the store. This is what you were looking at for Kirby's Dreamland. You know, front face. The zoom feature is not really the best, but we'll show the back here. I wish it was a little closer so you could read, but it's a little hard. And here's the front case of it. And this has been Kirby's Dreamland. A great action-adventure game back in 92, released in August. Right around my birthday, because I remember picking up this game as a birthday present from my uncle. And I had it right when it's released. I was introduced to this great game, and I wish you guys would go out there and emulate it. Do what you do. Pick it up in any you know, old game store that may have it. Pick up an old Game Boy and try this game out. It's well worth it for about 10-20 bucks. You know what I mean? Replay value is high, and I give this game a 9 out of 10. Definitely well worth playing. As for now, this has been the Ugly Video Game Nerd and Kirby's Dreamland. Peace.